Adding positive and negative integers. Integers are whole numbers that include positive and negative numbers. Positive and negative numbers have a unique property when they're interacted together, and we'll be exploring that today. Taking a look at this first problem, we have 3 plus 7. We can represent positive numbers using these yellow chips. So, for example, this 3 can be represented by these 3 tiles, and 7 can be represented by these 7 yellow chips. So how do we solve 3 plus 7? We could just add them all up. We have 1, 2, 3. Then adding the other 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We see that 3 plus 7 equals 10. So the way we solve this addition problem is we can just count up all the chips, and whatever the total amount is, that's what our answer is going to be. Taking a look at our next problem, we have negative 6 plus negative 2. We could represent negative 6 as these 6 red tiles, and negative 2 as these 2 red tiles. Just like we did with the positive chips, the way we can solve this is, if I want to figure out what negative 6 plus negative 2 is, I can just count up all the chips. So you have 6 red chips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 more, 7, 8. So negative 6 plus negative 2 is going to equal negative 8. I have 8 red chips altogether. Taking a look at our next problem, we have 1 plus negative 1. What happens when we interact a positive and a negative? So let's go ahead and take this positive chip and interact it with this negative chip. And what do you notice happens? When we have positive 1 and negative 1, they are going to cancel each other out, and we're going to end up with 0. This is called a zero pair, because when we have a pair of positive and negative, they cancel each other out, and it ends up being 0. Taking a look at our next problem, here we have a set of positive and negative integers. We have 8 plus negative 5. So what's 8 plus negative 5 going to be? First, we're going to pair up each of these pluses and negatives. And notice that each plus and negative are going to cancel out. So after canceling out, what are we left with? We have 3 positive chips left over. So 8 plus negative 5 equals positive 3. Taking a look at our last problem, we have 1 plus negative 4. Just like before, we can take each of these positives, pair with a negative, and notice that a plus and a minus are going to cancel out. And we can see what we're left with. We're left with 3 chips left over. So 1 plus negative 4 equals 3. But we need to be careful. These aren't just any types of chips. Notice that these are red chips. So we have 3 red chips left over. We're left with negative 3. So when adding positive and negative integers, when we're adding chips of the same colors, we can just count them up. 3 plus 2, we count that up, we have 5. And if we're dealing with opposite chips, chips with a different sign, we know that they're going to cancel each other out. And whatever's left over is going to be our answer. So same signs we count, opposite signs we cancel out.